So this is that is the topic colloids, and this is one of the most important topic in the chapter, that is the surface chemistry. And here first the colloid, what is discovered by the scientist called as Thomas Graham, and here first he classified the solutions into two types, that is crystalloids and the colloids. And based on what they are classified is, see the solution which are passing through the membrane, through any membrane, that type of the solutions are called as, that is we are calling it as a colloids, crystalloids. The solution which are passing through the membrane, that type of the solutions are called as crystalloids. Example, we are taking sugar in water. Sugar when you mix, that is sugar when you dissolve in the water, it forms a homogeneous solution, clear solution, which can easily passes through the membrane. That solutions are called as what? Crystalloids. And colloids, so these are the solutions, that is these are the solution which cannot passes through the membrane, that type of the solutions are called as colloids. Example, we are taking gelatin and agar. This will discuss very clearly in the electrochemistry chapter, and we are getting one topic, that is galvanic cell. So there we will discuss what is this agar very clearly in the electrochemistry chapter, right? And this is a one classification, means the Thomas Graham is given some idea about the colloids, but here this is not the actual definition. After that, based on the, that is depending on the size of the particle, the particles, the solutions are classified into two types, that is a true solution and the colloids. And what are the true solution, what are colloid means? True solutions are the solution in which particle size is less than 1 millimicron. Particle size is less than what? 1 millimicron. Means the value is 10 to the power of minus 9 meters. These are very small size particle. That means they contain very small size particle. Therefore, the solutions in which particle size is less than 1 millimicron, that solutions are called as true solution. And here colloids, in this the solution particles are ranging from the colloidal system. The particle size is ranging from 1 millimicron to 1 micron. Means these are having small, somewhat that is greater size or the larger size particle compared to what? True solution, right? So this is a one more classification of the, that is substances. First one true solution, second one colloids. Here the particle size is very less, 1 millimicron only, 10 power minus 9 meter this value. And here colloids are having somewhat large size particle compared to the true solution, that is value is 1 millimicron to 1 micron. And here now we will see in the tabular column what are the properties of the true solution and the colloids. The first property we are taking state, and here colloids contain two phases. They are contain two phases. What are the two phases is disperse phase and dispersion medium. Here we have disperse phase and dispersion medium. Definition we will see later. They contain two states, disperse phase and dispersion medium, and it contains only one phase because it is an heterogeneous system. Colloids always heterogeneous system. Therefore, they contain two phases. It is homogeneous system, contain only one phase. And particle size, that is particle size is ranging from how much? 1 millimicron to 1 micron. Here 1 millimicron to 1 micron. Here the particle size in true solution is less than 1 millimicron. Very small size particle, less than 1 millimicron. And here appearance is, it is clear. It looks like a opaque, like a glass-like material. Here it is very clear solution. It is just like clear, but it is very clear. Means, for example, sugar when you dissolve in the water, it forms complete clear solution. Therefore, it is a very clear, and that is separation of a solute. In this case, not. It is possible. Why it is possible? It is a complete heterogeneous system. Therefore, you can separate disperse phase and dispersion medium. Remember these two words, disperse phase and dispersion medium. Disperse phase, it is nothing but like a, in case of solution, it is like a solute. Disperse phase is similar to the solute. Dispersion medium is similar to the solvent. Actually, these are not exact definition, but you just remember disperse phase is like a solute. Dispersion medium is like a what? Solvent. And here separation is possible, and here separation is not possible because it forms clear solution. Once the sugar dissolves in the water, it forms sugar solution. Later you cannot separate the sugar from the water. Therefore, separation is not possible. Nature of system. And I told you it is a heterogeneous system because it contains two phases. It is a homogeneous system because it forms only clear solution. It is only one type of the solution. Therefore, it is a homogeneous. That is, it is a homogeneous system. Tyndall effect. About this Tyndall effect we will discuss very clearly in this chapter. But now you just remember Tyndall effect is shown by the colloids, but Tyndall effect is not shown by the true solution. So these are the properties. Once again you see the true solutions are having very less size particles, less than 1 millimicron. Colloids are having particles that is somewhat greater than true solution, that is 1 millimicron to 1 micron. And the property, the state is two phases, here only one phase. Particle size is 1 millimicron to 1 micron, less than 1 micron. Appearance is clear, it is very clear. Separation of solute not possible. Separation of solute is possible. Separation of solute is not possible. Nature of system, it is heterogeneous, it is homogeneous. Tyndall effect it shows, but it cannot show the Tyndall effect. So these are the properties of colloids and true solution. Now we will see very important definition. Till the completion of this topic colloids, we will always use these two words, that is disperse phase and dispersion medium. I told you already, that is disperse phase is like a solute, dispersion medium is like a solvent. Disperse phase means it is a phase smaller proportion, it is a smaller proportion distributed in colloidal solution. It is a very small proportion, that is smaller proportion present in the colloids. Present in the colloids is called a disperse phase, like a solute in solution. Because solute is smaller proportion, solvent is larger proportion. Therefore, here also smaller proportion is called a disperse phase, and it is maybe in the gaseous phase or the liquid phase. Disperse phase may be in the gas phase or liquid phase. Next, dispersion medium. It is a larger proportion. It is a larger proportion present in the colloidal system. Larger proportion present in the colloidal system is called as a dispersion medium, and it may be the gas phase, liquid phase, solid phase. Right? Disperse phase always dispersed in dispersion medium, because disperse phase is smaller proportion, which is dispersed in what? Dispersion medium. Remember the definition of disperse phase is smaller proportion distributed in colloidal solution. Means disperse phase is always dispersed in what? Dispersion medium. Dispersion medium. Dispersion medium means the medium in which disperse phase distributed. The medium in which disperse phase distributed, that medium is called as what? Dispersion medium. So these are the definition of disperse phase and dispersion medium. It is a smaller proportion, it is a larger proportion. And now based on the dispersion medium, the colloids are also classified like this. And now colloids are also called as salts. Salts, nothing but these are colloids only. Disperse medium is air. If the dispersion medium is air, that is called as aerosol. If the dispersion medium is water, it is called as aquasol. Aqua means water. Dispersion medium is alcohol, it is called as what? Alcohol. Dispersion medium air, aerosol. Dispersion medium water, aquasol. Dispersion medium alcohol, alcohol. Salts, nothing but colloids are also called as what? Salts. So this is the colloids introduction actually it is, and we have some more topics in the colloid, and it is important topic in this chapter, and we will see in the next classes classification of the colloids and the properties of the colloids very detailed. So this is one of the most important topic in this chapter.